Good morning, children. I am Anmol Messi, PGT Physics, Mount Litera Z School, Jhansi. Children, in my previous video, I have discussed with you some important topics related to ray optics. Basically, we have completed prism, and I explained you how exactly a prism works and what is angle of deviation, what is angle of minimum deviation, and what are the various expression related to prism. Today, I am going to talk about lens. Okay, so let us discuss first of all the power of the lens. So when I say power of the lens, the work of lens is to deviate a light ray from its path. Okay, if it is a converging lens, then it would bend the light towards the principal axis, and if it is a diverging lens, then it would bend it away from the principal axis. Okay, so for example, I have taken a convex lens over here. A light ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis is supposed to pass through focus. So it converges and passes through focus. Similarly, this is lens number 2. Again, a light ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis converges and passes through the focus. But as you can clearly see कि इसने लाइट रे, पहले वाले लेंस ने लाइट रे को मतलब काफ़ी टाइम लग गया है उसको दबाने में, उसको नीचे ले जाने में. However, in the second lens, it has converged it right in front of the lens. बहुत जल्दी उसको converge कर दिया. So obviously L2 is more powerful as compared to L1. So technically we can say that power is inversely proportional to focal length. If the focal length is small, then power would be great. Power would be more. Okay. So in this particular case, L1 and L2, the power of L2 is greater than power of L1. Okay, the SI unit for power is diopter, and the formula is power is equal to 1 upon focal length. Now let us talk about the combination of lens as well. So I have taken two lens over here. The first lens converges the light ray, but the second light ray further converges it till I. Okay, so for lens L1, the expression that I have used is 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon v minus 1 upon u. But here the value of v would be v dash, because if we do not consider L2, we consider only L1, then the light ray is passing through I dash. The image is formed at I dash. So obviously in that case, instead of v, we will take v dash. And in place of f, I am taking f1. So 1 upon f1 is equal to 1 upon v dash minus 1 upon u. But in case of L2, okay, the image distance would be v only, but the object distance would become v dash, as the image of the first lens would behave like the object for the second lens. So accordingly, I have formed the expression for 1 by f2. 1 by f2 is equal to 1 upon v minus 1 upon v dash. If we'll add both the equations, then what we'll get is 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2 is equal to 1 upon v dash minus 1 by u plus 1 upon v minus 1 upon v dash. Okay, so this 1 by v dash would get cancelled out, and we are left with 1 upon v minus 1 upon u, which is actually 1 by f. So our formula would become 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2 is equal to 1 by f. And since 1 by f is power, so power is equal to p1 plus p2. Now this is the lens maker formula. So this is the most important part of the chapter. First of all, I have taken a convex lens over here and a point object. So the light ray would go from the point object till the lens, and according to the laws of refraction, it would bend towards the normal. So it would bend and form an image at point I. Okay, but what we have considered over here is, if in case only first curved surface would have been there, then image would have been formed at I dash. But since the second curve is always also there, therefore the image is formed at I. Okay, so we will take both the surfaces one by one. First I have taken the first surface. According to the equation of surfaces, minus mu1 upon u plus mu2 by v dash is equal to mu2 minus mu1 upon r1. Okay, and for second surface also we will take the same equation. Now for second surface, minus mu2 upon v dash plus mu1 upon v is equal to mu1 minus mu2 upon r2. Accordingly, I have taken the values. Instead of u, I have taken v dash, because the image by the first surface would behave like the object for the second surface. Okay, and obviously here I will take r2 because this is the second surface. Now what we will do is, we will rearrange this equation, because here it was mu2 minus mu1 and here it is mu1 minus mu2. So I have taken minus sign as common. So this would become mu2 minus mu1. And once I'll add this equation and this equation, so this mu2 upon v dash would get cancelled out from mu2 upon v dash, and we are left with this particular equation, which is mu1 upon v minus mu1 upon u is equal to mu2 minus v1 into 1 upon r1 minus 1 upon r2. Now I am taking mu1 common over here, so I am left with this equation, and in this equation I have taking this mu1 over here. I am taking this mu1 on the right hand side, so this mu1 would get cancelled out and it would become 1, whereas mu2 by mu1 would become mu. So if the object is at infinity, I am taking a small case that if the object is at infinity, then v would be equal to f. Why? Because the image would be formed at focus, so v would become focal length. So I am putting the values in this equation. Instead of u I am writing infinity, and in place of v I am writing f. So I am getting an equation 1 upon f is equal to mu minus 1 into 1 upon r1 minus 1 upon r2. Okay, this is your lens maker formula. But also as we know that this same value we got over here, so if we compare both the equation, we can say that 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon v minus 1 upon u, like this.